moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I'm your host, Denise, and before I get into my review, I have to tell you who my favorite actor is this week. My favorite actor this week is Idris Elba. He is one of my favorites. Beast of No Nation, Mandela, and Concrete Cowboy are just a few of the movies that Idris Elba has played in, and convincingly in each of those films. Now I'm going to jump into my review this week. My review this week is the movie The Naked Gun. Yes, moviegoers, I spent 1 hour and 25 minutes in the theater watching the shenanigans that were portrayed in this movie. Now, it stars Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser, Danny Houston, and CCH Pounder. Those are the main characters in this film. Liam Neeson has taken on the responsibility of portraying Frank Drebin, the police detective that was made famous by Leslie Nielsen. All right, let me tell you the plot, because yes, this movie actually had a plot, but if you are in any way familiar with the Naked Gun series, the franchise, you know that it was full of tomfoolery, nonsense, and ridiculous satire, parody, and slapstick. All right, so when the movie begins, Frank Drebin Jr., okay, he averts a robbery, a bank robbery. This robbery is taking place, and you know how it is. You've got masked men throughout the bank, and they've got guns, and they're threatening people, and so forth and so on. So he comes on the scene dressed as a schoolgirl, a little schoolgirl. But of course, once he thwarts the robbery, you see a grown old ass man in a schoolgirl uniform. I could not look away. It was disturbing, to say the least. I never want to see Liam Neeson looking that way ever again in life. So, the robbery was a distraction that a big, wealthy tech guy used in order to steal a device called the Plot, P-L-O-T. This is a secret device that, when activated at a specific time, which would be, we would know to be New Year's Eve during an MMA event, all humans would revert to their natural, barbaric senses, meaning that once they were infected with this device, they would start killing each other and beating each other up, and just mayhem would ensue all over the world. However, this billionaire and a few of his rich billionaire friends would be spared because they would seek refuge in a bunker and live happily ever after. So that is the plot. And you have Frank Drebin Jr., whose job is to figure out who this billionaire is, who's behind this, I should say. And he bumbles through the investigation. And again, if you've seen the Naked Gun series, you know that there is just silliness and just the dialogue is nonsensical. And I tell you, I think that Liam Neeson was miscast in this film. I really tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, because as we know, actors like to dabble in different areas, and drama and being the guy that saves your life and beats everybody up is what he does best. This comedic role, I just couldn't get with it. I really tried. Now, the movie, again, was an hour, 25 minutes. I think I laughed out loud, along with other people in the theater, maybe 5 times. And not a laugh out loud, wow, I just can't stop laughing. A laugh out loud because whatever dialogue was happening or whatever physical comedy was happening at that time made me chuckle. And that's it. Pamela Anderson, I believe anybody else could have played her role. And speaking of Liam Neeson and his role, as I'm sitting in the theater watching this, I'm thinking to myself of other actors who could have done what he did and made it actually funny. It just did not work for me to see him in that role. And another thing, why did The Naked Gun require a remake? I don't understand that. Leslie Nielsen is Frank Drebin. That's the end of story, and it should have rested when he stopped making those movies. So I'm telling you, if you go to see this film, of course there's like really crude sexual innuendo and nonsense like that in the movie. You know, I hope it's because you just want to see something that isn't serious, kind of lighthearted. You just want to laugh and just, you know, spend 90 minutes not thinking about anything really stressful and intense. If that's how you want to spend part of your afternoon, then by all means, knock yourself out. So my review of The Naked Gun was, yeah, okay, all right, folks, I'm going to jump into my Nailed It. And my Nailed It for this week, and I'm staying with this kind of bumbling detective genre for my Nailed It. My Nailed It, and as a matter of fact, it's 2 people because I couldn't decide which one was more of a bumbling detective idiot than the other. Leslie Nielsen, in every Naked Gun movie, every movie where he was a bumbling anything, he just nailed it, because you have this older white-haired guy who is really doing something comedic, but does it with the straightest face possible, which is half the enjoyment for me. And then the second one is Peter Sellers as Detective Clouseau in the Pink Panther movies. Again, a bumbling idiot of a detective who is trying to solve a case in the most serious way possible, but just screwing up with every scene he does. So those are my nailed it's for this week. Leslie Nielsen and Peter Sellers. All right, folks, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And do remember that I am on BlueSky at HYSI. All right, moviegoers, you know what to do. Until next week, I need you to see a movie because I'm going to see a movie. Until next week, bye-bye.